As I stated earlier, my name is Jim McGarry. I am the Regional Vice President of Channels for Mitel in the central region of the country. And I work closely with all of our partners, but I have a member of my team, Sean Johnston, who's on as well, who works really closely with C3 in the Grand Rapids area. So really what we wanted to talk about today is the way in which communication has changed. And it's funny, a lot of these slides that you'll see, we've been talking about the same type of changes that have been coming for a while, but boy, has everything just completely changed, right? The way that we go to work, the way that we consume information, and the way that we communicate, not just internally with our own members of our teams, but externally with our partners, with our customers, with our friends. All of that has continued to change. And I think the great part about it is it will continue to change. So at Mitel, our job is how do we make business communications and collaboration seamless and ultimately simple? Because simple is the key word when it comes to anything with technology. And you'll notice, if anyone's very keen, the numbers that I'm putting out on this screen right now, these percentages are from 2017, right? These are stats that we're talking about in 2017 about how that workforce has changed. So just imagine what that looks like now and what that's going to look like into the future as larger tech companies continue to push employees to work from home. Maybe you're even in the situation where you're going to push your employees to work from home, or alternate offices by weeks or months or whatever that might look like, or be more flexible ultimately in your work from home policies. But 80% of the workforce from these stats in 2017, 2018 are already deskless. Right. So what does that mean to me? As me being a deskless employee, I live in Austin. We do have an office in Austin, but under normal circumstances, I travel all over the country. I'm always somewhere else. So I need my collaboration devices to be my phone and my computer or laptop wherever I'm at. So I need that to be a completely deskless environment, and 80% of the workforce is already there today. So when you think about things like that, right? What does that do to obviously what's going to happen with real estate? What's going to happen with commercial real estate? What does that do from in-home bandwidth perspective, as well as the way that companies shift and change their policies as to how they pay for or consume data from personal devices? The other interesting stat on here is that 90% of millennials, right, which are continuing to enter the workforce and will continue to enter the workforce and become a majority of the workforce here soon, they are in this boat of where we're all at today of preferring to work from anywhere. And how do we enable that work from home lifestyle, that flexibility in their communications, by still being able to collaborate with teams, by still being able to have customers reach you at any time, and being able to empower them with video, chat, and all those collaboration tools that they expect. And then the last one that I'll really hit on here is 57% of the businesses are increasing their investments in CX. And anytime we hear CX, it's become kind of an industry buzzword. We're talking about customer experience, and that is your customer's experience. What do they expect from working with the companies that they're engaging with? What do your customers expect from you? And what we notice is that more and more companies and individuals who work with those companies want to be able to communicate that they choose to communicate. I might want to text my local laundromat, or I might want to get an email message from them that says, hey, my dry cleaning is ready. Whatever that looks like, all of those items are steps to improve a customer experience. If you just think to yourself, probably sometime, hopefully during this whole pandemic that we're dealing with, there's probably been a time that a company has gone above and beyond, right? They've done something different. They've done something unique. My experience was with Chewy. If anybody knows the dog food delivery service, Chewy.com. I unfortunately had a situation where during this I had to put down 2 of my dogs, which was sad. We still have 2 more, which is good. But that changed our pet food order. And interestingly enough, when our pet food order drastically cut in half, I got an email from someone at Chewy that said, hey, we noticed that your order had changed. Is everything okay? Did anything happen? And I actually responded back to them with what was going on. And just this month, I got 2 new toys for the new dogs to let them know that that they were there with us, that they felt bad for the experience that we had and that they were looking out for us. So just simple things like that, just having that intuition to change a customer's experience. That's what we're all about at Mitel, and that's how we operate today. And that's what we're going to hit on and touch on.
Jim, I want to interject real quick, just because it's a real life story that, this happened with me in the past 2 days. So our air conditioning unit decided to take a dump over the weekend, or they act up or whatever. And as we're dealing with 85, 90 degrees here in Michigan, so everybody's freaking out and turning on the AC units. But it was crazy. So a Memorial weekend, right? Nobody's answering the phone. There's no I called like 15 or 20 air conditioning folks in just the area, and everybody's swamped all week. So the one phone call I got back, or actually I think it was through a text message, I put something online and left a message and said, hey, we have somebody in your area, they can be there in the next half hour. So I'm like, again, you talk about customer experience, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be singing praises about this company, to be able to come and get my AC back up and running. But go ahead. I thought it was a relevant story. So
no, it is relevant, and it's funny how I've been I guess air quotes telephone guy for a lot of years in my career, and that's really what I've done. But you think about how much that conversation is changing from being a telephone guy or a phone person to a customer experience, and changing the customer experience, and now being a brand loyalist. Because I guarantee, Scott, the next time you have somebody who needs needs air conditioning taken care of, or you yourself need it, that's gonna be the first company that you reach out to, because just of that experience that you had. And that's the brand awareness that people are looking to. And that's more what we're seeing being deployed within organizations today. And somebody had asked a pre-comment question of how does going to UCaaS, or let's even loop in customer experience into that, from a small business or a large organization, large enterprise. And I think that's the best story that UCaaS has to deliver today, and that CX has to deliver today. It is purely that, regardless of the size of your organization, whether you're 5,000 user enterprise or a 10 user company, just down the street that serves the local market, the tools that you have access to, the collaboration tools, the customer experience tools that you have access to, is available to everybody. It comes really bundled at the same price as it does for everybody else. So I think that's a really unique situation, that when you can kind of just unlock your mind and say, how do I want to deliver communications and business to my customers and my employees today, large or small, you have access to all those tools. Previously, what we're talking about here is $1 million budget for big contact center applications. Well, now it's not so much. Now it's $30, $40, $50 a month extra on a user, that you can now tie a real ROI to being able to see how that enables your business a little bit further. So more to come on it, but I thought it was a good story, so wanted to make sure that we shared that. And obviously from here, you're getting that we talk, chat, share from everywhere, and we want you to be successful, right? The best things that we see, or the best part of my job, is when my partners like C3 or one of their customers comes back to us with just an incredible success story of whether how we changed their business, we did something that was above and beyond incredible, and we made their communication simple and easy, and it was more than what they expected. And we actually have a couple of scenarios that we're going to roll through at the end of this to kind of tie it off, to share with you, one of which is pretty close to home for some of y'all. All right, so a little bit about Mitel, and a lot of you that have joined the call today, this is probably not your first time hearing about Mitel. We've been doing this for now pushing 47 years, which is just absolutely incredible when you think of the landscape of the industry today, between companies merging and going away, and acquisitions, and all of that competitive landscape that we face. But when you partner with Mitel, there's definitely something that I always want our customers to understand and leave with, is that everything that you see from Mitel, from end-to-end solution, whether it's the phone that sits on your desk, or you choose to just do a soft phone on your computer, the collaboration tools, the video that we deploy, the contact center experience that we're going to talk about a little bit today, or the mobile application that sits on your phone, end to end, those are completely Mitel solutions. And what that does is it gives us the ability to eliminate any finger pointing between device or software in the event of any issues, fully enable and unlock the true capabilities of what a UCaaS solution offers by lighting up every single button on your phone, not making some buttons on the phone just non-existent or not work even though that they're there. And then tying through the true mobile application experience into the desktop and into that phone, that really changes the landscape and allows us to provide you with a very, very simple tool that just plain simple works. And across our board, that's exactly what we want to deliver to our partners and to our customers out there. So just knowing that you have an end-to-end solution with Mitel, that's always big. And what it also allows us to do is something that's top of mind for a lot of folks today, is from a security standpoint. So we encrypt every single call, every single text message that happens on our MyCloud Connect product with the same SSL encryption that you access your bank. So every packet that leaves that phone, whether I'm sitting in my house here or in my desk in Austin, I know that all of that is secure. And I think we had maybe a question come in. Oh, they aborted the launch due to weather. All right, well, we'll keep going then. More about Mitel. I had a feeling that might happen. Such a bummer. All right, so when we talk about UCaaS and when we talk about, sorry, I am hiding that so you guys don't see that. If there is, hey Taylor, if there's, I gotta hide the little dashboard on the right-hand side of my screen so I can see everything. If there's a question that pops in, would you mind just reading it out? That way I don't keep having to check.
Oh yeah, of course.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. This is, oh, I was like, wait a minute, I just did that slide. Okay, there we go. So we talked about end-to-end, the simple to use, dependable and reliable. So for a lot of folks that have not gone to a UCaaS solution yet and have traditional PBXs that might sit in the closet and you're looking to make that migration to UCaaS, Taylor, that actually might be a great opportunity to drop that poll in if you wanted to. But this is one of the things that we often talk about when we're talking about the dependability and the reliability of moving to a cloud platform. And really what it means for us is, you had that PBX, hopefully it's a Mitel PBX that has been sitting inside of your office or inside of that closet for the last 25, 30 years in some scenarios. We've actually seen PBXs that are still running and operational today. Those things are robust and they are unbreakable in a lot of experiences. But at some point we get to an end of life and we need those things to move and we need those things to change. As you move forward to cloud and as you're looking at cloud products and cloud evaluators, it's important to remember how dependable that product is and really what the underlying architecture of that infrastructure looks like. So while Mitel had started very early on in our process of building out our own data centers, we realized really quickly that in order to scale and to deliver the experience that we needed to our customers, we needed to go out and deliver a different partnership. And we're going to talk just a little bit more about that a little later, or I'll gloss over it when we get there if we hit on it now. But we recently partnered with Google to deliver our platform, our MyCloud Connect platform, on their Google Cloud platform. One of the most robust, one of the most reliable and dependable infrastructures that's out there today. And what's exciting about that is that obviously that reliability that you get from being able to go to Google, the access into that data center, that's actually written into the code of our software. So our mobile application, our collaboration tools, all of that is built inside of the Google Cloud. And as we continue to expand our footprint and expand across the globe, each one of those data centers is going to have the dependable and reliability inside of the Google Cloud platform where you'll see MyCloud Connect. So pretty exciting stuff. And as you think about reliability, when's the last time you went to google.com and you didn't see it there, right? Or you weren't able to hit that website. So those are the experiences that we're ultimately looking to deliver for our customers as well. And we are a customer first company. That is everything that we focus on. That is who we deliver to. And what that means is that every one of our implementations also has representation from a customer success manager and a support team. So that support team is obviously there for you, from the simple access to hit the help button on a phone to put you right into the queue, and also a customer success manager that can be proactive with you and also be there for any billing questions that you have, any additional add-on orders or training, any of those things. that you might feel like when you go to a cloud product that maybe you lose some of that from your IT staff or anything like that. But that is actually something that we've driven into the product and into the experience.
Jim, quick sidebar question, not to throw you on the spot, but just curious, you know, numbers of customers for you guys and for the Mitel team. How many people are still on traditional PBX versus have moved to the Mitel cloud?
Yeah, so that is a great question. So Mitel, when you look at Mitel, there's been a consolidation of multiple products, right? There was Mitel, there's ShoreTel, there's Toshiba, there's probably a couple of Astra was in there as well. There are 65 million Mitel handsets in North America somewhere that are not cloud yet.
Wow.
So yeah, so there are still a lot of our customers, while we continue to make that trend and we continue to chase those UCaaS numbers that are out there today, which is just absolutely going on fire and continuing to grow. While we're selling much less of the on-site product out there today, we recognize that it's still out there and there's still a lot of customers that need access to it. Good question. Okay, so something else that I thought relevant in the wake of the situation that we're all dealing with, it's actually interesting how timing works out. So one product that we had that was a third-party integration for us was actually our video client. We would cross-launch to another platform to be able to provide a video experience for our customers. And ultimately, that's not the end-to-end solution that Mitel wants to be known for, that what we are known for and what we want to deliver to our customers. So over the course of this pandemic, we actually were already planning to release it, but it just came out to be timed as such. It was time to do it now. But we released My Team Meetings. And My Team's Meetings is our video capable platform that's built into the Mitel platform experience that you'll be able to click on, access video collaboration with not just internal folks, but external folks. You'll notice up there in the top right-hand corner, we have a lobby for people to wade into that authorize the quick pop-in when people are ready to join or when you're ready to pull them in. And I think my favorite part about our video experience is, again, it ties more than just video, and it really ties in collaboration and that persistent workspace together. So chat logs stored within those individual video sessions, and even document archives, much like what Taylor is sharing today on a GoToMeeting experience. Every single one of your users has access to that planning tool, that has access to those chat logs. So for me, I have my central team that has 7 other individuals in it. Well, we do a video call every week. And so on that same video call, everyone accesses the same link. I keep it named the same thing, and everyone knows that they can pop in there for our video call. But I keep important documents in there. I can see chat sessions in there. Maybe somebody asked me a question that I needed to follow up on later in the day. All of those still log inside of that history. And all I have to do is go back into my meetings, click on which one I need to review, and then I can see all of the data, all of the documents that are attached to that same video chat session. And quite honestly, if I'm being honest, probably 75% of my day is spent on calls just like this, where I'm staring at a screen and talking to folks on video. But what I've noticed is that continuing engagement helps people feel a little bit more like they are in the same room. Although there is a Zoom fatigue is absolutely real. I would absolutely raise my hand for that one. I can't get rid of Zoom fatigue with My Team Meetings, but I can tell you I can make it a very seamless experience for our MyCloud Connect customers. So when you think of Mitel, remember you're going to have the telephony side of it that we've been doing for the last 46 years. We have that down packed. Our Teamwork, which is our persistent workstream collaboration tool for teams. MyCloud Connect CX, which we're going to talk about here in a little bit. That is the contact center portion of what we do. And our 6900 phones, which are incredibly special. If you take a peek in the back, you'll actually see one that's sitting over there. While others would argue that phones are no longer necessary, totally get it. If that's the way that you approach it, I'm not going to argue that at all. We still have a great soft phone that exists within our client that customers use all the time. But I'll tell you, I know it might sound old school, and I promise I'm not very old. Having a physical desk phone is something that's pretty cool. And the fact that On most of our quotes to our customers, those things, like the phone that's sitting behind me there, is $1 or $2 a month. It's a pretty great experience for a lot of your employees. And obviously those ship to homes for remote work, just like what I'm experiencing today. The Ethernet connection and a little power brick, and that thing is up and running. We even have wireless adapters to be able to plug into the back of those, so that for folks who just don't have the internet connection right there, they'll actually wirelessly bridge to it. So pretty cool experience. Okay, so probably where I wanted to spend the bulk of the time is really talking about the CX and the contact center portion. So if you're keen, again, you'll notice that we did slide something in there from a company called TalkDesk, and that is the truth. So hopefully that's the last time that, or this slide will be the last time that I say TalkDesk. But TalkDesk is a very well-known provider of customer experience, of contact center tools that not only work with Salesforce, but they have an incredibly built AI platform, incredibly simple to set up, and endlessly adaptable to the experiences that you want to provide to your customers. The reason I say it's the last time I'm going to say TalkDesk is because we've actually bought that code from them. The MyCloud Connect CX experience is actually TalkDesk under the covers, but we've actually bought it and put it on our own Google Cloud platform. And that's actually incredibly important, because what that means is that we support the platform. It integrates with our UC applications, our UCaaS applications, and we also are the first call for support and for project management for our customers. So the entire experience end to end may be built by somebody under the covers, but it's actually our experience that will carry that forward. And when you're talking about CX, really, in this work from home lifestyle, it's all about, how do I engage with my customers? How do I keep them engaged? How do I collaborate with them the way that they choose to collaborate? What's great about the MyCloud Connect CX platform is that now I can start a conversation with a customer via an instant message when they came to our website. And all of a sudden they go on the road and they want to convert that to a text message session between us and them. I don't have to stay inside the instant message platform. And now that text message needs to launch immediately to a phone call. I can keep that experience all the way the same, all the way through that process for that end customer, ultimately giving them the choice of how they want to interact with us, and making it very, very easily to do from whatever platform they're on. If they're on a mobile platform, this is for employees as well as your customers. The entire experience is integrated into that mobile device. So tying back in what we were talking about earlier of 80% of users working from home or being deskless already, now imagine having a contact center employee, right? All of us think about, when we think of contact centers, the first vision I have in my head is the gray cubicle wall farm sitting everywhere, people with headsets just slamming on keyboards all day, phones ringing, wall boards lighting up. But that's the experience of old. The experience of new is being able to answer that contact center call on your mobile device, chat with them on your mobile device, escalate, respond to their answers, all from that mobile device platform. And what I love about the way that we're integrating AI, which every time I say AI, I always get a little freaked out, because I think people automatically assume it's going to be like Will Smith and iRobot or things along those lines. And I'm not saying that might not be coming in the future, but today what AI means for us is it's really a predictive engine to be able to enhance the customer experience. So if I'm a travel agency, which is one of our customers today, and I'm chatting with somebody about a trip to Hawaii, well, AI might pop up in the background with our Connect CX platform and take the most recent deals from 3 of our different providers and say, hey, these might be valuable to your conversation, all because of that person said Hawaii. So now I instantly have that available to me. I can slide those conversations or those documents right into the chat session and look at what I've provided from a customer experience. I've, in a very quick amount of time, leveraged the tools that I had access to, responded to a customer, and gave them exactly what they were looking for before they left my website or before they left that chat session or phone call. And that, providing a customer experience while saving somebody time, to me, that's the number one, right? That's ultimately what I want to be able to do when I engage with somebody. So again, I shared earlier that regardless of size of corporation or size of what your business is, These are all tools that are available. And I encourage everybody to change the way that you think about your phone system, change the way that you think about your customer experience, because you can truly rewrite the way that you want to engage. And these are not cost limiting propositions at all. You can change the way that you want your business to interact and engage with your employees and get you out of the day-to-day managing the phone system and managing the software or the contact center hardware, and get you into creating and driving and developing business applications that tie and streamline your entire business together and ultimately add to profitability. Because as IT professionals, if that's what the majority of we have on here today, that's really where we can start driving some real value into our organizations by being able to take that knowledge that we have and launching it into a whole nother realm. All right, Taylor, how are we doing on questions? Anything?
We have one question that came in. This is, again, a very interesting question. I know this is top of mind. Definitely, funny enough, Sean Johnson and I were talking about this prior to the webinar, but are there any team integrations in the works between, obviously, Microsoft Teams and Mitel?
Yes. So Microsoft Teams is the elephant in the room, right? They are the 800-pound gorilla right now, and doing actually incredible stuff from a collaboration and workspace tool. So the short answer to the question is, without question, absolutely, we are creating our API to integrate with Microsoft Teams. But I think it's good to know to mention that while we're creating what that looks like and what that experience will be, and that will be released here within the next several weeks, it's interesting that we're all the competitors right now are creating their Microsoft Teams integration tool without an API that's actually built for Microsoft, because they haven't released it to any of us yet, which is really interesting to me. So while we will have a Teams integration to be able to launch and be able to give you access to the to phone calls, to automatic click-throughs, to the video conferencing tools as well, all of that is coming, and we'll probably be releasing it officially here within the next 3 to 4 weeks. Good question.
Awesome. And then that's it so far. And then as a reminder, again, feel free for everyone, raise your hand or continue to shoot the questions into the question box.
Yeah, and as far as Microsoft Teams goes as well, we've always in our history taken a stance with Microsoft on co-opetition, right? They have powerful tools that are already embedded into the enterprise. We want to be able to continue to work with those tools and enhance the things that they don't do so great. And that's exactly what what we are planning and what we're working on doing with them today. All right, so I mentioned the key piece to our infrastructure of what we're doing and built on our Google Cloud platform. And remember, this is when I say we're built on Google Cloud, this doesn't just mean that I have servers inside of Google's data center and that's what's running several of my applications. This is actually a framework rewrite that Google is working with Mitel on to embed the Microsoft or the MyCloud Connect. See, I got me saying Microsoft. The MyCloud Connect product into actually Google's fabric and into their data center fabric, which is unlike a lot of our competitors in the industry, which is really exciting. And so what that ultimately gets us access to is the security that we talked about earlier in the conversation, the scalability, reliability, and the compliance of some of our bigger healthcare organizations or financial organizations that are out there today. So I start with the compliance side of things because we find it important for anyone who's in the healthcare space. We are HIPAA certified, and that's just not HIPAA certified to the data center. That's actually HIPAA certified all the way down to the software layer of the application that we're writing to today. So we actually have, anytime we have a healthcare customer that asks us about HIPAA compliance, we have a simple checkbox that we included on our quotes, and we'll actually send across the BAA. We'll sign BAA agreements for any of those customers as well, which is important. And then SOC 2 is obviously, that's kind of table stakes for us right now, just for most people inside of the cloud, and we have that as well. So when I say we're highly available, we have been engineered from the ground up with Google in just a complete rewrite of what our platform has been built for. That obviously comes with the 24/7 monitored data centers. And that's not just monitored by Mitel employees. I think that's the important thing to note here, is that that's actually partnered with Google for them to be in that game and in that conversation with us as well. And then continuing to build more and more pipelines to drive low latency into through those data centers to be able to deliver a great experience for you. And really, you think about it from the reliability standpoint, and you can say, Jim, that's fantastic. It makes sense. Being with Google Cloud is cool. It's a great architecture story, and obviously the 17 Google Cloud data centers Mitel will be in is a great story to tell in of itself. But I encourage you to think about all of the really cool things that we're going to start to be able to do now that we're inside of the Google Cloud network itself. And that really comes into more empowering you with different sets of tools that can allow for a different level of innovation and faster and smarter business decisions. So think about the capability to see just more and more data pools and data sets than we've ever had before. So now I can be more predictive from an analytics perspective inside of the phone system, inside of what we're doing from a UCaaS and a CX perspective. I'm going to build APIs that will make available to you as end users and customers to be able to write into the MyCloud Connect platform, and more automation that will continually come with the support of our AI that's also been built on Google Cloud. Before I get to that, the one thing that is sometimes it seems big brother-ish, but more and more companies are digging into those data pools and application sets that make AI available to just the standard end user. And our access into the Google Cloud data centers is also giving us access into more and more of that data set and more of that data pool to be able to help make more automation decisions and more real-time decisions for our customers as well. All right. Okay. So, obviously, with the pandemic that we're dealing with, we thought we'd give you a couple feel-good stories, of some of the things that we've done as Mitel in our day-to-day activities to just continue to improve customer experience for some of the folks that work with us every day. Obviously, let's start with the easy one for folks up in the Michigan area. You'll see Zeeland Public Schools. This is an exciting one. This actually happened immediately when they decided and they knew that they were going to need to be working from home quickly. So the customer reached out. The first thing to do was to escalate to the CEO. Not recommended, but it did work in this scenario. So, I guess it's a success story. But nobody wants to get a call from their CEO at 12:02 a.m. and says, "Hey, I need to move to a remote workforce immediately." But by 12:45 that next day, by noon that next day, everyone was fired up. Everyone was ready to go. So less than 12, or right around that 12-hour mark, we were able to take a great customer of ours, empower them with the tools they needed to be able to go work from home, put the application on those desktops, have everybody fired up with soft phones, and able to work from home and be safe during the COVID pandemic, and be able to still access and communicate with their staff and with their with the children that go to the schools. So that's a great one. We always love being able to highlight any success stories that obviously hit close to the backyard. And
that
this one,
Jim, real quick, that one hit extra close to home for me. My wife's been a school teacher at Zeeland Public Schools for about 10, 11, 12 years, and actually she was a student at the elementary school where she teaches now. So I think I was just really it was really neat just to hear the whole thing and the whole process. So
that's cool. I love it. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That. Well, it tied close to home, so hopefully she had a good experience as well.
Right.
And the other one, let's see. So we have to be careful using the name, but this probably wouldn't be hard, a big stretch for you to imagine who it might be. This is a 1,200 location retail customer. They do lots in the arts and craft workspace, and they're not the company that highlights orange. So I'll go as far as saying all that. So you could probably figure it out. But once all of their stores closed down, they went from 8,000 calls a day to 18,000 calls a day. I mean, instantly they needed to have a solution that was in place that could be able to take for the demand that they were experiencing, right? And that demand could be anything from obviously just needing to check if the store was open or store hours, or maybe how do I buy online, or is there curbside pickup, whatever that might be. And instead of being able to provide a responsive experience in that moment in time, their call center couldn't handle that traffic, right? So they couldn't handle that traffic. They were in a pinch and not able to deliver service to their customers. Getting a busy signal is never a good situation for these folks. So what we were able to do is quickly fire up our CX solution for this big box store to integrate with their Salesforce, and now tie in a whole nother level of experience that has enabled them to do in this very short time frame, curbside delivery, to obviously chat with individuals or instant message online, and now have an experience that can announce a predictive wait time if people engage online or engage it by phone, and instead of running into a busy signal. So there are stories like that all over the country. There's stories like that I know C3 has experienced themselves for some of the things that they've done for their customers. And you may even have, as customers on this phone, a similar experience or a similar story as well. So there's lots of good that's happening. And we put it in here because these are good things for us. And obviously this is a Mitel call, so we want to make sure we drop it in, but it's not lost on us that there's lots of positive things happening right now. All right, so the 4 bullets, and then if there's any questions, it'd be a great time to either raise your hand or drop them into.
Say, we have a few questions that came in.
Yes,
so,
go for it.
I'm going to start with Dana's question, and this is going back to more of like Google. So she was asking if you by chance foresee a time when Mitel might connect with Google's G Suite, like Google Meet system, and having an API code, since Google does share that.
Yes, is the short answer to that. So we actually already have a level of integration with MyCloud Connect inside of Google Chrome today. So so think about a Chromebook user who doesn't have access to the tools to be able to run the software, but using the Chrome browser, we can give them access to all of the same tools and call handling experience that they would expect. So I can enable a soft phone, allow them to talk through that Chromebook, set my presence, make calls, see access to the directory, and even tie my calendar into the integration inside of my G Suite calendar, be able to book meetings through that, and then obviously have change my call handling presence to what my availability state is. Today, we don't have the Meet connection to be able to hook to their video platform, but with the APIs that Google has and with our APIs, absolutely, that is something that's in our future. Good question.
Awesome. And then we also have another question from Joe. So Joe wanted to know if there's any way to leverage an on-prem PBX box in a hybrid environment, or is it all or nothing?
So that is a fantastic question. The short answer to his question is yes. We can absolutely do hybrid. There's obviously we want to run kind of the entire play there to see what it looks like. If it is legacy ShoreTel equipment, that is very easily done for us. If it's legacy Mitel equipment, it's less easy to run a hybrid model. But what we do offer is trade-in of that current equipment to be able to make it an investment, get some money back from that investment and be able to migrate you to cloud fully that way. So there are a couple of options. C3 and Sean can even help you explore some more of those if you have some more questions.
Awesome. And then we still have a few more quick questions as well. So this one's from Eric. So Eric wants to know, what's the transition from going to a ShoreTel Mitel Connect on-prem system to cloud? And then do they need to redeploy phones, or can they continue to use their 400 series?
Who asked that question?
Eric,
I'm going to take you with me to all my webinars because that is perfect question. So here's the great thing: if you're a ShoreTel Mitel Connect customer today, and you've upgraded to Connect, obviously the platform experience is actually exactly the same. So retraining is incredibly simple and easy for your folks because they're not losing any features. They're actually going to gain a whole host of features with video conferencing, with actually collaboration tools that'll be embedded into that platform now. but the experience, the look and feel will be predictable to them as they had in the past. It is a redeploy of that software. But it's just like how you would do an upgrade: uninstall, reinstall, and then it's actually obviously pushed out, and they would log in with their credentials and be back in. As far as the equipment that you have there, again, this is we got to run the full play. There are some handsets and some models of handsets that we can still deploy. Cloud on. But again, it's very similar to that hybrid conversation that we just had, that we oftentimes find that it's probably easier for us to do a trade-in and ship those phones out to you, ship new phones out to you for sometimes at no cost, depending on the phone that you need, or a couple of dollars per month per device, to be able to get new handsets on the desk of those individuals as well. So a couple of options there. Again, we just need to understand what's there from an infrastructure standpoint. Good question.
Great. And then we do have one more question. And then just as a heads up, a 10-minute warning here. But this one is from Michael. And this is going back to Google. So how is the MOS score calculated from the user to Google Mitel? If there's any phone quality issues, is there a way to tell, is it my connection or just a basic BGP issue or Google issue? Will Google include this into the health page, issues with Mitel? I see Google Voice, but nothing with Mitel.
Yes. Oh man, great question. So as far as what Google will include inside of their health page, that remains to be determined. What we actually do run is just a little Java application. It's just a little applet that runs that MOS score from end user to the GCP data centers, to our Google Cloud data centers, and that's what calculates the latency. That's what calculates the score at a moment in time that actually has to be enacted by the end user when you want to see it, and that's how we'll actually calculate the true MOS score from there. So it's actually from your location, your device, to pinging the servers that we have inside of GCP. Now, further developments and further integrations within our tools will allow that to happen more on the fly and actually on a support call basis, and you actually be able to see that in real time.
Awesome. Well,
that is a fantastic question. Sean, if you'll take a note of that one as well, I'd like to, I want to dive deeper on that one and see if I can get some follow-up from more of our architecture folks, because that is the true value point right there. So I love that.
Perfect.
Thank you, sir. All right, so just wrapping up. Great questions, everybody. Thank you for that. And if there's any more in these next couple of minutes, please feel free to shoot them in. But what I would say is when you're looking at Mitel for your cloud communications, know that we've had that now 46-year history of experience in being in UCaaS, or being in obviously telephony and migrating into UCaaS. We are without question the cloud migration experts. So moving from on-site to cloud, we are your team to be able to do that, from full support of project management to customer success managers, and obviously our partnership with partners like C3 to help carry that along the way. That is what we do. So if that's something that you're doing, please work with the folks at C3 and they'll get us engaged, and we'd be happy to help that. We focus above all else on delivering a great customer experience. We are getting to the point now where every single support call will leave with a "how did we do today" score. Every single implementation will leave us with a score from our customers as well, so that we can start rating those experiences and publish those out to our customers, because that's what most of people want to know, is how easy is this going to be to deploy? What are my employees going to think about? Because we want you as the IT professional leaving as the hero during the implementation. Ease of use, goes without saying, that is who we are. We wanted to build an application that was simple, easy to use, and works end to end across the suite. And then obviously the service and reliability, security that we talked about with our continued enhancements into the Google Cloud platform, as that partnership is in its infancy and just continues to grow more and more. Those two companies continue to align more and more together, which is exciting for what the future holds for us. So with that, there's my contact information. Please feel free to reach out to me with anything, but you have just some fantastic trusted advisors in the folks at C3 that will take great care of you and carry you through the process as you look to move to UCaaS. So Taylor, thank you for setting this up and doing just an absolutely fantastic job moderating. Thank you for that.
Yeah, definitely, no problem. And just to, I guess, end things, we have one last poll to launch, and this is more to, and I apologize, my dog's in the background with the squeaky toy, if you hear that. Yay, remote work. But we are going to launch this last poll, and this is actually going to not only tee us up for our other upcoming webinar, it's called Ask the Experts, post-COVID strategy, but this is also just to get an idea of, what's going on in our community and better ways that C3 can help. So I'm going to launch the poll, and the poll is, does your organization plan on doing the following? Asking all employees to return to the office, have essential workers return to the office only, being flexible and allowing employees to work from home whenever they feel like it, or again, have all employees go remote. Again, this is something that we're really interested in trying to get more feedback on to just see trend where things are going.
It's interesting, Taylor, that you said that. We just got our notification yesterday that we'll continue to work remotely until the end of August. So that just came down from Mitel. I mean, and it's actually been an easy transition for us because so many people did work remote. I know it's not as simple for everybody, but it probably holds a lot of weight the way in which our technology is delivered too. And I think that helps make a lot of these decisions for folks.
Yeah, definitely. And I know too, I'm not going to mention what company, but even my husband, they're starting to roll out all these new safety procedures due to COVID-19 and asking employees to start to return back to work. It is in manufacturing, and it is very interesting at seeing, what they're doing versus maybe what others are doing, not only again across the different industries, but even size of the organizations as well. So it's definitely, again, a unique aspect, and everyone's different. So it's very cool to see, how things are going to roll out over the next couple months here. Like again, Facebook, I believe Facebook and Google announced that they're going to have all employees work remote. So again, very interesting to see where everyone's going. But
somebody should put that poll to my wife, because I can guarantee she'd prefer that I get out of the house.
I feel like that's everyone's significant others and maybe animals and kids as well.
Yeah. Those results are great.
Yeah, it looks like, again, most are going to be flexible to allow employees to work from home whenever. And again, I would definitely, again, recommend, if you haven't evaluated UCaaS, or if you're looking at, again, trying to look at strategy on how to become still efficient and effective with all your workers, definitely reach out to C3. Again, Scott's definitely your go-to person.
Cheers from the Corona guy.
Let's not use that, Scott.
Okay.
Scott, thanks for putting this together.
Right. Thank you all so much, and enjoy the rest of your week.
Thanks, everyone.